SKT IG. This is the last game. Um, IG's locked up first at this point. I think with G2's second loss, SKT was safe from that. So even if they lose here, but this is a big game. I think for both teams. I think IG really wants that 10-0. It's something they talked about. No one's ever done it. They broke the record with 9 wins anyways, but 10-0 is just, it's a very emphatic statement, especially if you go undefeated. If they can go undefeated through the knockout stages too, which would be pretty amazing to go 16-0 in a tournament like this. I think it would really, really assert their dominance, and it would be a really neat thing to see. But this is a big game for SKT because I'm not trying to make excuses for their earlier games, especially their 2 games against G2. It's hard to say SKT just played bad. G2 played supremely well, and I think G2 has a better read on the aggression part of the meta than SKT does, and SKT's never going to change. I don't think they're ever going to adapt to an aggressive meta for the most part. The only person on their team they have that can do that is Clid, and I think that will change their mentality, and I think you see it in this tournament. It's starting to click over a little bit for them. So I think in general, though, with SKT, this pick ban phase is really important. I think they might be the best there is at it. Really understanding what they're trying to do and what the other team's trying to do. It doesn't always pay off. I understand that, but I think they're phenomenal at it. IG, I think, is really good at it because they understand what they're good at probably better than anybody in the world. They're one of the best teams I've ever seen, ever, at understanding what they're specifically good at. And it helps a lot, obviously, maybe having the best 2 players in the world on your team. I would argue that the Shy right now is the best player in the world, best performing player in the world, and Rookie's probably not far behind him, if at all. Ning has been phenomenal. But this pick ban, you see it, I don't think they're going to try and show anything crazy here in that sense, but they're going to pick stuff that's standard. I don't like Xin Zhao in this situation. He's kind of fallen out of the meta, but I don't care about that part of it. I think it's just such a straightforward pick for Ning. I don't know why he hasn't gone back to the Camille. He looked great on it. It looked like a great situation for him, and maybe that has something to do with his teammates, but I think there's better stuff to put with Zoe. You can't ban out the Shy, so they didn't really try. I love the Draven ban. I would always ban Draven against Jackie Love. I wouldn't want to deal with it. But one thing that's interesting to me that IG did is Draven gets banned. So Draven got banned first, obviously. But I would assume if Draven doesn't get banned, IG doesn't ban Tark or Tarek. The reason why is IG smashed them when they picked that, when SKT picked it. But I think SKT got what they wanted maybe out of that pick. Not that they wanted to get smashed in 16 minutes or whatever it was, but I still wouldn't have picked it if I was them. But I think that was kind of the idea behind it, is if we can show that we might pick this, maybe someone will waste a ban on it, because I don't see in any world that SKT picks that again. And if you're IG, why waste a ban on it? So I thought that was interesting, because then you give up the Lucian Braum, which is devastating in lane against anything. Even if you have a Tom Ezreal down there, you don't want to deal with a Lucian Braum. I think giving Faker Rise is a mistake, but I also think giving Zoe to Rookie's a mistake. I don't feel like Aurelia is such a huge pick between these 2 teams right now, so that one was a little bit different, but yeah. And then IG banned Jace, which is interesting. I don't know if they're scared of Khan's Jace, but I don't think it's been that great. But this pretty standard pick ban. I was a little bit surprised, like I said, about it, but they're so good at it. They know what they're doing. But I like the Kalista ban. I wouldn't give Teddy Kalista at all, ever. He hasn't died on it in the tournament yet. It's pretty crazy. So but this is huge, because I think this game's a lot bigger for SKT than it is IG, because I think SKT needs to find out if they need to completely change their thought process right now and how they're looking at the game, or if what they're doing is correct and they just need to perfect it a little bit more and learn how to play it into this hyper aggression. because I think one of the things that happened to them in LCK is it took them a little while to get going, and I think that was more just a cohesion thing, getting used to how Clid plays, especially with Faker. Faker demands attention, maybe not verbally, but you have to give Faker a bunch of your attention. And I think when Clid came in, it was kind of like, I'm going to play my own game. I'll adjust a little bit, but you need to adjust to me. Like, I'm going aggressive. I'm doing this stuff, and that's just how it's going to be. And that's kind of just how Clid plays. Like, he's I wouldn't call him hyper aggressive, but he's very calculated in his aggression. That's great. You watch these two lane against each other all day. It's phenomenal. Why not? So it's interesting. You don't leash Xin there. He has a pretty quick clear anyways. But scuttle control is so important for Xin Zhao because it's one of the things that makes him so effective is his scuttle control, because he's hard to deal with in general one-on-one. I mean, he's always going to be hard to deal with one-on-one, even for someone like a Jarvan with Electrocute early. Because once he procs that Conqueror, and by the time he procs it, you've been knocked up, so you've missed a bunch of auto attacks, and Zin's just phenomenal 1v1. So it's interesting. They obviously want this bot scuttle. But yeah, I wouldn't want to be into that lane. I would have wanted to break that up somehow. Lucian Braum it might not be the best thing ever in the meta, but God, it's so hard to deal with in lane because it can be so hyper aggressive and safe at the same time. And then Lucian builds lifesteal early, gives him a bunch of sustain. Pretty devastating with Jarvan. Very easy to get stuns. Very easy to proc Braum. I think Khan's had a great tournament. Oh, nice gank. That's interesting. He must have... I think I saw this earlier. I think he goes all the way around here. I think this is the one. Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's Faker for you, though. Yeah. So they're matching that aggression a little bit early, and that's kind of Clid. Like, this isn't something SKT really likes at all. Or so it seems. But double buffs to the Shy is dangerous, especially just double buffs to the Shy. I don't care what he's on. But double buffs to the Shy sounds like a nightmare. Yeah, so they must have seen this ward go down. I wonder if the commentators say it. Yeah, so they did. They must have known where it was. That's brilliant, brilliant strategy. So they set that up way earlier. Khan's explaining to him what's going on. He knows that ward's there, so he can just run across. There's no way for the Shy to know that's coming. This is a pretty good gank. What a play by Faker to hold the root there, to flash in, with the root, and then get him the tower shots there. But this is Clid too. Like, this is aggression. I got teleport out of the Shy, but God, that gives him double buffs. And Rookie's in on it too. He's up 10 CS already, but Khan's up 10 CS, so Lucian's down. Very early though. Faker missed a lot of CS for that play. That was really good timing by IG right there. Like, understanding that. They know how much he was going to miss. So they must have seen that ward too. Because if they don't know that ward's there, there's no reason for Clid to stop. You got to be pretty careful here. Even though Jarvan's here, they have to be a little bit careful because Teddy's mana is really low. Like, he's not going to get a full rotation of normal Lucian nonsense. The 6 shots, essentially. Because I think at best right there, that's going to be a trade kill. Mata still has heal and flash, so maybe not. Maybe they were completely fine. See, like IG's down early, but it doesn't stop their aggression, and they're still only down 500 gold. Um, yeah, they got to kill back, but when you're watching it, it seems like SKT's kind of not way ahead, but they have control of the map. Like they got the gank top, they got the counter kill down here. Granted, Clid goes down in that situation, but they never stop pressing. They're always moving forward. They're always trying to take the smallest advantages and turn them into huge gaps. And that's what's so dangerous about them, because they're so talented that when they do get a little bit, they take a lot, and they can. This is good realization with that. See, that's a huge ward there. That allows them to be aggressive on the Jackie. It's going to slow the dragon takedown. It's interesting, Rome. Yeah, slowed the dragon takedown, and they get to come in there. So that ward right there. So that just shows you how important warding is. I don't know if they got it in, when they got that in, why they didn't sweep this area. I guess Zin has a sweeper. Maybe it wasn't up when they started that dragon right there. But just having that ward allowed them to chase, to go after Jackie right here. So they know those two are in there. They immediately jump on Jackie and take Jackie down to half health. Jackie loses his flash. Still has his heal, but that forces Baolan down here, which is super important, because now this is taking Ning forever. While Khan's coming down, now Ning has to leave, because Clid's coming now too, and then they get the dragon. And that's an early Ocean Drake, which is pretty phenomenal. That whole play is all basically set up by one ward in the back of the dragon pit that wasn't swept out, and it allowed that whole entire play to happen. And those are the type of advantages SKT gets. They're amazing at stuff like that. Sometimes their individual play, I think, leaves something to be desired, especially with Khan top. But as far as their team play goes, and just their general knowledge of the game through Mata, Faker, Clid's aggression, Teddy's ability, it makes them just a scary team, because they always seem to get better as they go in tournaments. I don't agree. I've seen some things about, the most overrated players at the tournament and stuff. I don't know how overrated Khan was. He didn't have the best spring split. I don't think a lot of people were coming into this going, "Oh, Khan's amazing," but I don't know. It just he had a pretty average spring split. He made a lot of mistakes. He made some nice plays. But I don't know. Faker being overrated, it just seems comical to me. I don't know in what world Faker's ever been overrated. Blue trade. This is really dangerous for Khan right now. Really dangerous for Khan. Yeah. He's got to know Ning's down here. If they're taking his blue, they got to know Ning's down. He's got to know Ning's down here. Yeah, so he realizes what's going on. Oh, wow. Was clean from Ning. Yeah. I mean, that's a nice play by Khan, but it's not like a, not saying it wasn't calculated at all, but I don't know how calculated that is. I mean, that's kind of one of those things you hope works, and then it just works, and it works out. But that was good by Khan to realize what was going on there. I think he suspected something was going on, because that's a super dangerous situation, with Shy having his ult, and Ning has to be in the area. If they catch you under that tower, you're not getting away. He's even in farm. Clid's down quite a few camps right now, actually. Faker's still down 10 farm. Teddy's down almost 10 farm, but I mean, that's close enough for that's irrelevant. No kills down there. Yeah, that's hyper aggression. That's really good. That's a nice play. It's good TP by the Shy. With Cannon ult, too. Bot lane party. Got 10 people down here. That's really... This is a little over aggressive, I think, because when you go in, Khan's going back. He does have teleport, so you know you can get here, but you know the Shy has teleport too, and I mean he does have comment, but still, like this is damage. You know he's coming in with full damage, but you know he has Kennon's ult. I mean, at least Khan should be communicating that to the team. So when the teleport comes in, he doesn't have his back because he just used it, but he needs to, if Khan's not communicating that, he needs to communicate that stuff. They do have good vision in here, but that's not going to stop these two from getting to that fight. And Silas wins that fight. Like, unless you get a kill right away here, but you know Balon has stopwatch. I mean, Faker's coming down, but they can just as easily get 5 people in this fight. So, yeah. And then here comes the Shy. Like, I don't know. I don't feel like Khan maybe didn't communicate that to them, because Balon gets away from this. They can't re-engage this fight now. And they do have Cataclysm, but I don't know what that's going to get you. Teddy's already down. They can just hold this tower. Yeah, that was interesting because either Khan didn't communicate that or they weren't paying attention to it or they forgot or something, because they have to know that's going to happen. They have to know that they're giving the Shy too big of an opportunity to come down there with Kennon's ult. I don't think IG's baiting this by any stretch of the imagination, but you either need to clear that wave out so that he can't TP in behind you, or you need to just not do this, or you need to wait for Faker to get there to go into it. Because they don't know Faker's there. So, oh, maybe they did. They did. They knew Faker was there. Never mind. Even so, you have to know that the Shy has that ult. Well, you know he has that ult. Khan should have communicated that to the team. He's backing. I don't know why you're going that far forward, Faker. Win this 2v2? Oh, wow. He got blasted. That's a 1-for-1 trade. It's fine on both sides. I didn't think Ning would get blown up that fast. That was pretty amazing damage right there. But it is Rise. I mean, he doesn't have really have any damage, though. Like, it's Faker's Rise, I guess. But Ning got exploded. Even so, IG's up on gold, almost 1,000 gold right now. Wow. Khan's up 10 farm now. Rookie's extended his farm lead pretty good. So has Jackie Love. So Ning has big time. Wow, that's a lot of camps to be up. I don't know what Clid's doing. I don't know why he's that far behind in camps. That's quite a few camps to be behind, unless I don't remember Zen getting a bunch of lane farm. Yeah, he's down 1 level. Even bot, even top. That's a lot of camps to be down, though. Does have 3 kills, though, so. Mountain Drake's up. Ooh. Whoever ult second. I don't know. That seems like a poor decision. You need to play a little bit safer up there. I don't see how anybody. Silas is so hard to 1v1. So hard to 1v1. So much healing. And you're starting at low health here too for this fight. And he just dives him. I missed it even. Wow. Just a bad play by Khan. Pretty standard play by someone like the Shy, but I don't know in what world he thinks that works out for him. He has to know better than that. And that's what I think a lot of people probably bring up with Khan. It's something I bring up with Khan, definitely. Is those seem to be the situations for him. That seems to happen to him more often than it should for someone who's on a team of the caliber SKT. They're just very. I don't want to call them like rookie mistakes like you would in traditional sports or something like that, but I mean they're kind of like that. They're just kind of like the brain goes out like that. I don't know. That's good vision control by SKT right there. There's really no way for Ning to know that's going on or it's coming. He doesn't know Klid's there. He definitely doesn't know that Khan's there. It's just a good play by SKT. It's good vision. The Shy is really dangerous right now. Like really, really dangerous right now. He's pretty far ahead. It's a good chunk on the Teddy. Yeah, I guess there's no way for Ning to know this is happening. He did what he could. It's up, it's good. 3 points. So they know Ning's there. They saw him. Lose that pink. They know where Klid is. Khan's moving down again. Oh, for Rift. I see them coming up the river. Rookie gets chunked. They didn't really get a ton out of that. And they got a lot of damage in the mid tower, but they didn't get any of the rotation. They rotated back right away. I don't know if they know Klid's here, though. It's pretty smart, but I don't know if they know Ning's there either. It's just good game sense, I guess. Shy is TP back up. Yeah, Shy is super dangerous right now. That's almost a situation where you're getting close to where only Rise can really be in a lane with him. I think Khan can wave clear with Proto Belt and his E, but you have to be very careful about it. Because at this point with those items, I think, and now he's going back, there's probably a good chance that the Shy can 1v2 Khan and Klid right now. Even if he dies, he's probably getting one of them back. It'd be a really, really tough fight for them, especially with Silas's healing and the Shy's abilities. It's a really good vision battle down here. They're just constantly back and forth. But SKT has complete control of that up there. They have completely control of that river, and they have for a while. But this has been a pretty good vision battle down here. It's not just Mata and Baolin, but you can see just how good they are at that type of stuff. Baolon's been just playing amazing lately. He's just been phenomenal. Ever since Worlds, really, and even right before that. I mean, he's been outstanding. Him and Ning, I think they get a little underrated sometimes. I think Ning's gotten his credit. I mean, he got Worlds MVP, Finals MVP, stuff like that. So I think Ning's gotten enough credit now. But Baolon's been phenomenal. That's a tough AD carry, I think, to support for. Jackie's pretty aggressive and get kind of crazy. Not kind of crazy. He can get out there. He can get really going. Very Wild Turtle-esque, just a little more talented. But he's of a very aggressive mindset. It's a weird face check right there. Come on, Baolon. Don't make me look like a moron. Guess I do a good job of that myself, but... Wow. That's interesting. Just could have just given that dragon away. Like, you had a good gold lead. Yeah, you lose the dragon right there, but there was really no reason to give away 3 kills. They had a huge positional advantage on you. This is interesting. I'm trying to see what IG sees here. So, Shy's in base. He has TP. Ning's coming. Rookie's right here. But they have, SKT has full vision control of this area. Like, you don't have a ward in this bush. So, there's really no reason for Baolon to face check this right here. No one's here. Like, your only backup is Jackie Love, and he can't fight with these two. You'll be dead before he gets a chance to. Faker's here. They don't know that, but they got to know Clid's here, obviously, because they're taking, they know they're taking Dragon. But Ning is way back here. And now the Shy's going to use his TP to get in here and just die. I think this is the only time stuff like that affects, causes problems for IG, is that type of aggression. I think if all 5 of them are here, sure, or even 4 of them are here, sure. I think they can expect to get a couple kills and probably keep the gold even, and maybe even challenge for Dragon. But then this part of it right here, I mean, Khan gets a huge TP and ult in here. Jackie's still out of the fight. He hasn't done anything in this fight, and he's not going to get a chance to either. But he gets in here. He gets all 3 of them in this ult. Like, they're going to come run you down now. Clid ult. Yeah, that was very surprising. They had no vision in this area. They were walking into complete darkness. Everybody was. And they take blue just because. That's a huge turnaround. I mean, that's a big gold swing right there. I'm surprised. I think IG. I don't know. It's just, I agree that's kind of how they play, but that one right there, they should even know better than that. They had no vision of any of that. And then Rookie gets caught here. He shouldn't even be there. You can't really do that. The tower doesn't have enough damage. Baolon's going to go down too. That's very un-IG like. It's a great play by SKT. Great dive there. But this is fairly inexplicable. I mean, I guess they do have the vision right there for the TP. But they see this TP coming in. They know it's Kennen. Run. Like, he didn't get Rookie, but still. I mean, Jackie's not even in this fight. He didn't do any damage in this fight. Did 0 damage in that fight. And then this, like, Rookie's got to know they're coming there. They just took his blue. Like, you can't be at this tower. Because even if they didn't want to dive you, if they just wanted to traditionally take this and then dive you, like, you would have been in a bad situation no matter what. And then Baolon ulting into that just to give away another kill. Like, you can't save Rookie there. Yeah, look at that gold swing. That's from one team fight. I mean, that's unbelievable. It's almost exactly 3,000 gold. huge swing. And that puts them at odds here too, because SKT's done such a good job of having vision in this area for almost the whole entire game, that now getting vision back of this area is going to be really, really tough. And that's all because you wanted to fight over a dragon you couldn't have got anyways. You didn't have the positioning, the vision. Ning was still in base. I mean, you had a TP. You couldn't have got that. You couldn't have got that dragon anyways. There was no reason to die there. You were dying for absolutely nothing. Yeah, and they get some vision back in there, which is huge. They need that really bad. Because these guys will shred Baron. It's a weird situation because IG needs a team fight, like a big team fight, but SKT has a pretty good team fight also. So that's a tough situation. Ning is very single target. Rookie is slightly AoE, but really he's more of a pick. He's always more of a pick. The Shy has a couple opportunities for what to steal there. Kennan's ult's much better, obviously. What is going on? Vision. Ning can't even get in there. Rookie can poke a little bit. The Shy's got Cataclysm, though, and he goes for it. Man, he went hard. That's clean play by SKT. They got off Baron. Didn't touch it. Killed when they needed to. Khan's going to push him down. Not going to catch him, but that's really clean play by SKT right there. What happened mid here, though? This is inexplicable. I mean, I think if there's anything, again, I think if there's any take back of where IG can be vulnerable, it's times like this, when they're far enough behind and they're playing a good enough team that when they try to just outplay everything, like you can't really just you're not for the most part going to just hardcore outplay them. Yeah, like that's a great play by Mata to jump to that minion and then get in there with Faker right behind him. But Jackie shouldn't be up there. And then Baolon shouldn't be running in behind. Like, you can't save your AD carry there. It seems like it's really hard for IG right now to accept a loss sometimes. Like, not loss of the whole entire game, just like little skirmishes. And then this right here, I guess you have to go for this because it's gonna be a huge detriment to you. I guess he goes in at the right time, 3,000 health, but they just stop DPS and they just turn on him. And they do such a good job of it. Clid, it is GA, so it doesn't really matter. He'd been fine, but that's great play by SKT right there. And they're forcing IG into that situation by getting that pick mid. That's a big pick it's a huge pick on Jackie Love, clearly. But Baolon dying right afterwards. He's done that twice in a row now. There was no reason for Baolon to die there. This is a much different situation with Baolon being able to ult onto the Shy right here instead of being dead. If he can ult onto the Shy right here, I mean, maybe there's a chance for Ning to get in there and because they can wait a little bit longer. But there's so much vision around there. And now SKT just has full control. And Teddy went Essence Revolution build. Like, this isn't this is Ice Skate time. I guess he's not going to go Spear Trojan. That he has a Zeal, but if he did, he has a lot of extra damage. Look at that damage in that fight. Faker did massive amounts of damage. Jackie 0. So that's him getting picked there, and then the fight before, he's done 0 damage in the last 2 fights essentially. Again, an Infernal. There's really not much IG can do now. They would need a miracle, an absolute miracle. Even with their talent, they would need an absolute miracle to get out of this. Kennen's got a lot of magic penetration. That ult's really going to hurt. Klid's, Warrior Jarvan, so he's not messing around. His damage is significant when he dives into that team. Faker's 6-0 with an orb. I mean, he's not messing around. Teddy went damage build, so I have excessive damage in these fights. But Jackie has Ginsu's, but I don't think you can protect him long enough for that to be relevant in a team fight. Zoe's a full item behind. Thousand crits. I mean, didn't have a death cap yet, which would be coming next. If he hits death cap, I mean, it'd be pointless. But it's not going to get to that point. SKT doesn't have great siege and poke. Pretty short range 80 carry. Khan's got his Q, but that's really it. I mean, Faker with a little bit of chain poke, but I mean, their poke isn't great. Their siege isn't that great. It's just they're so far ahead at this point. And Baron buff. Teddy's got rapid fire now. Wow. Yeah, you saw this. It's just such a huge calling because it pushes rookie out. Now they take whatever they want now. Any even minor wave clear that they had is gone. Just took a full culling right to the face. Gonna reset. Right. And this is where SKT, I think before the tournament, I think this is what most people would say about SKT. I know we talked about it on one of the other shows. Is one of the things you look at SKT is when they have advantages, they know how to press them so well. And I think that's what worse teams, and some of that has to do with individual talent just in general, or just team talent in general. But one of the main things is teams know how to press their advantage really, really well. SKT is, one of the best in the world at it. IG is obviously phenomenal at it. They get an inch, they take a mile. That's why they'll always be so dangerous. But SKT with even slight leads they're so dangerous. They don't make a lot of mistakes. And I think their pick ban's going to set up pretty good for. I mean, they're going to force a Kalista ban, I think, every game now, with what Teddy's done on that champion. So that's a good slot. That's one ban away from the other team. Shy's 16, so he's going to get multiple ults in a team fight. But again, they're down 10,000 gold. It's not going to matter. SKT has both their TPs up, so they can reset at any moment, whenever they want to. Come back in a fight. Khan's got an angle. Spotted him now. Why is that pink ward not getting that? Is that observer bug? Is there not actually a pink ward there? Is it around the corner or something? No, it's right there. Why is it not getting that? I talk? Wait, what? It's really weird. That should be blocking that. Hmm. Clearly setting up for Baron here. This is good by Rookie. Hitting Baron right there. He's taking a ton of damage. They're all here. And they know Khan's not here. I guess in any situation, I mean, what else are you going to do? This is the best situation you're going to get right here. I mean, maybe you can blow one of these two up. This is a little... They shouldn't be here right now. There's no reason for these two to be here. I mean, maybe Mata, but Teddy definitely shouldn't be here. Yeah, he got smoked, but... Wow, that's huge damage. Yeah, they're just too far ahead right there. I mean, I don't know. That's the best situation. I think that's the best situation IG was going to get. So, I mean, you got to go for it right there. There's nothing. You're never going to get a better situation than that, I don't think. So they're just, like I said, they're so far ahead, it's irrelevant. I think even if Mata and Teddy weren't supposed to be there, they knew that, it wouldn't have really mattered. But it was just a really clean game from SKT, and I think that I don't think SKT wasn't confident that they could beat any team in this tournament in the best of 5 at all. I don't think that'll ever change. Faker talked about it in an interview after their last game. Finished 7-3 in the round robins. Fine. Again, SKT has done stuff like this before. They've even done it in game ones where it just seems like, what are they doing? And they're just kind of building towards it. Losing to G2 twice, though, I think that should give G2, and I'm sure it does, giving them a ton of confidence going into that best of 5. G2 has played really, really well. They struggled the last couple days a little bit, and they seem to have a little. Obviously, they had trouble with Fong Vu. Fong Vu just, I don't know. They just kind of had a style that it seemed like G2 had trouble with. But I don't think G2 or any of G2's fans should look at that like other regions and other teams are getting so good at this game. It's been around for so long. It's not surprising that Fong Vu just might. It might not be something that's very visible. It might not be something that can be seen. They just, they're a good team, and G2 just seems to struggle against them. And that might be the same situation SKT is in with G2. But I think if you're G2, you see this game, that can't make you feel great. It looks like SKT is that coming online. Looks similar to the end of the LCK season, and then the playoffs, where it just seemed like everything started to click. And again, they've done this so many times, it's hard to say it's not part of their plan. It hasn't worked every time, but they have 3 world championships. It's hard for me to say that it's not part of their plan, because it seems like part of their plan. And it might not always work, but it just seems like that's kind of their thing. Like, not that they're trying to lose games or anything like that, or sandbag. Just, it seems like they're trying to work their way into a certain play style, a certain mentality. And if that costs them a few games in the round robin, then it's going to cost them a few games in the round robin. So it's going to be, I'm really excited about that best of 5. The other best of five is, I don't think, going to be close. Good for Team Liquid getting through, but I'll talk about that on another show, in the preview show. But yeah, this was a huge game for SKT. I think G2 should have confidence going into it, but this game can't make them feel great. SKT looked like a world championship level team in this game. It's a one-off for IG. I don't think it's going to affect IG's mentality one bit. It's not going to change how they play. It's not going to change anything they do at all. I think in a best of five, it wouldn't change what they do either. If that was the first game of a best of five, IG would still be IG and just as dangerous as they always are. So, yeah, it's going to be. I think these are the four teams everyone expected to be there. I didn't expect Team Liquid to play so bad in some of the games, but SKT definitely looks like worthy contenders for the crown.